Hey, recording this video Friday 20th September 2013. It's just coming up to 11:26 a.m. Chicago time. Hope you had a good day's trading. I'm done for the day. Just want to talk to a couple of things on the charts today, just the day trading charts, kind of focus on those. But before getting into that, for me now the schedule changes a little bit, my trading schedule, because we're in France. The trading day here starts about 3 in the afternoon, which is actually very nice. Makes a real difference from Sydney, where it's 11:30 p.m. at night, which is really hard work. So given that that's kind of my start time, if I've kind of done my trading by a decent hour, I can get out a video before we go for dinner or anything. So that's what I'll be aiming to do. I've adjusted the delivery time for emails as well by a couple of hours, so you might see them kind of showing up a little bit earlier. Anyway, so let's just talk quickly about today's activity and the two points I want to make on the 1500 tip bar chart. We had Bernanke say no taper. The market kind of raced away on Thursday, and we basically spent the last 2 days. I mean, that was like a real kind of big kind of explosive type move. I'm been careful not to say exhaustion move. What we've had on Thursday and Friday is consolidation back into the middle of those kind of explosive ranges. So at some point I'd expect the professionals to kind of step in, if we're going to kind of break to new highs, to hold it around this type level and kind of keep moving forward. But so far it's been a pretty big kind of down day on the Emini, you can see here. So the 2 points to make. First of all, look for these exhaustion patterns to begin and end moves. Here's a nice one at the beginning of the day. Exhaustion buying, bearish divergence, all these blue professional bars, and the market kind of slinks away. Now normally I say 3 times out of 4 wait for this kind of exhaustion pattern during the full liquidity of the day, so the professionals can use the full liquidity of the day to kind of get short. This one did happen before the open, but a whole bunch of blue professional bars. So initially I was getting long, hoping for a pullback to end of trend sequence on this 1500 tip bar chart. So I was long at 1775 and had to dump out of that with 1.5 point loss. It was a pity, but most of the time I look for these during the full liquidity of the day. Today was one of those times when it didn't happen. This kind of point that we kind of reversed was actually on the 4500 tip bar chart, exhaustion and a resistance level there, you can see there. So as soon as we started kind of breaking down, I got short, so I was short at 1625. So that's the first point to make. Kind of look for the exhaustion patterns to begin and end moves. This exhaustion pattern here is getting the move going, and this is the second point I want to make. Look at this. So although we've got an exhaustion pattern here, we have no blue professional bars. We have blue professional bars at the beginning of the day, one here. We keep on falling through the lows of those blue professional bars. Nothing down here in terms of these lows, down here in terms of blue professional bars. In fact, we got the reverse. It's all amateur stuff. It's all Rambo patterns. So I always say, with exhaustion patterns and Rambo patterns, they're a little bit unstable, and that's why we get these kind of kickbacks. But look at these kickbacks, like this one's a beauty. It's all amateur up bar stuff. Same thing here. And I kind of think of this as, well, the amateurs have got short here, expecting a continuation of breakout of this range kind of below this significant support pre-open. They're kind of getting short here, expecting the thing just to go all the way down. They got their stops way too tight, and so every time we kind of move back up here, they're kind of edging out of their positions, being stopped out or whatever. All this amateur up bar on this retracement stuff, as soon as you see that, and you've not seen blue professional bars getting in, taking profits, or buying into the extremes here, the move's going to keep on going. But what we did have was a fairly big retrace back up here. So I got out of that short at 1625 at 1375 for 2.5. I'd stretched out my target from 12.25, which would have taken me out down at the lows here. But so I was kind of getting out of this retrace, which I always hate. But then the next thing we see, all these blue professional bars start coming in. The pullback level gets violated a little bit. We get another Rambo pattern here. Again, amateurs getting wrong-footed right there. But all the blue professional bars start coming in. Here on the way up, a little bit of a gathering pattern here, and then chasing it down on the way down, and bang, we start going. So, I don't know, we're at 11:30 a.m. Chicago time. We've not seen an exhaustion pattern on the left shoulder. We've not seen pullback to end of trend on the 1500 tip bar chart. But, a little bit past the window for a reversal, but we'll kind of wait and see. What we have had is a whole bunch of blue professional bars on the 4500 tip bar chart here. So I'm not sure if they're kind of buying this kind of extreme here, and then at some point we'll kind of rally back, possibly possibly a little bit today or maybe Monday, something like that, not sure. But we've certainly not put in the the testing and the pullback to end of trend moves, exhaustion patterns and so on to reverse this thing, but it could happen in the next hour or two, so we'll kind of wait and see. So don't jump out of positions too early because the amateur bars are still showing at the lows here. We've not got blue professional bars. We're waiting for the blue professional bars to kind of come in before taking profits on the way down here, and with exhaustion patterns and so on. I kind of got short again at 13.75 and got out at 11. Just up here as the blue professional bars started to come in. I suppose that was just a little bit early. It's travelled a little bit further since, but I got 3 3/4 points after 3 trades, so it's close to my target, so I was done for the day. The more time you spend in the market, the more risk you are taking on. So I always say I'd rather be out of the market. Therefore, I'm not accepting risk. So might tag on that kind of second trade, the short at 16.25, just to show you what I was saying, kind of real time there. Anyway, hope your trading's going well. Hope you enjoy your weekend. Got short 16.25, short 16.25. Check my stops and targets. So I thought we might go for a run into a pullback to end of trend kind of sequence on 1500, but no. We're kind of given way. We had exhaustion buying around just before the open, around the open here. All these blue professional bars kind of came in. Was kind of a pullback to dirty end of trend with Rambo patterns here. And the last blue professional bars we've seen all at the open. This one kind of came in. We're breaking below the lows of that. So go with resistance to support on the 4500 tip bar chart. We need to put in a support on 1500, break into a downtrend. But that's a surprise. I thought we would, from yesterday, after we had this kind of complex correction, I thought we'd be ready to break into an uptrend. Anyway, let's stay nimble, see if this continues down until we find another support area. Right, here we go. Blue professional bars coming in at support. This could easily be a little gathering falling through the ice. So a strong blue professional bar kind of taking us down. It's kind of neutral-ish. Another blue professional bar. There we go. So that's falling through the ice if and when we get continuation and a nice kind of exhaustion selling pattern. So let's start looking at where the previous lows are. 13.25, 12.25 is my target, so a nice little push past 13.25 yesterday's low. We'll catch a bunch of stops kind of down there. Right, we've got all kinds of Rambo patterns coming in. We've got 3 here on the 500 tip bar chart. We've got 1 on 15 now. I don't like them on 15, but normally what I like to see is the blue professional bars before the amateur bar. So that's more likely to be a turning point, somewhat like this, but not on the 15. So we've got cyclical support due. It's not formed yet, so we could get a little bit of a bounce. So yeah, but this is still in a downtrend, so you'd have thought this has got to just run its way out. So let's see. Okay, hopefully that's it in terms of a bounce back. We've got cyclical resistance due on 500, so hopefully this will kind of continue through. If we get through, these two supports, 515, they're really close together. Once they get broken, that means that takes us into a strong trend move that doesn't end until we get into trend on 1500 tip bar chart. Well, it's just, there's nothing going on in terms of news. There's some speeches going on, but they're kind of later in the day, so come on, let's let this feed into the market and push us down into new lows, and then that all of a sudden, come on, go. So broke to 15, G'd up a little bit on the higher time frames. It's also resistance on 13,500, so that's kind of interesting. And what was this? No, nothing in particular. Another Rambo come up on 15, but again, could be just vacuum on the tape. If it comes after the pro bars, that's of more interest to me. It's not a proper trend break because it's got resistance on the 500, but it is a trend break on 15. So 14.75, come on. Excellent, let's keep going. Alright, just moving target to 11.25. Just sort of got that 1.5 loss on the first trade to make up. And there was a big reading, 15,000 on this kind of sell-off. No blue professional bars kind of coming yet on the 1500. So, and this got to continue down and pull back to end of trend on 500. So it's had a little bit of a bounce, but this just shows the strength of the sign. And what was this reading? Yeah, just over 12. So the exhaustion pattern. Okay, there we go. Exhaustion and Rambo. Got to watch out for those. They're unstable. It means the amateurs are doing all the selling. So let's see. Got cyclical support in due here, but on the 500 we've not had a pullback to end of trend kind of move. Just another cyclical support kind of come in here, so hopefully we'll break through 13 and form that pullback to end of trend around 11. So bouncing back. Again, no blue professional bars kind of coming on these higher time frames, so pretty big retrace, back up to 15s. But it's all amateur up bar stuff. Bang, bang, bang. So we got cyclical resistance due to Rambo pattern, so should roll over. Not seen blue professional bars pick it up at the lows. So I still think we're going to head down again. So still holding short. Here we go. Back down into the 13s. I'm looking for 11.25. So blue professional bar kind of come in here at this low, but nothing on these higher time frames. We're sitting right at support here. This wasn't a classic kind of pullback to end of trend yet. But we got to see blue professional bars here. So let's see. We've gone so far past support. Yeah, support becomes resistance. Bounced off that. Probably got to see pullback to end of trend on 1500. So come on. Right, here we go, looking for 13 to be broken. So again, just amateur stuff, Rambo patterns, kind of bouncy off Rambo, but amateur up bars, kind of around here. We've seen no blue professional bars on 13, around this 13 level, so come on, we got a break. We're still in pullback to end of trend sequence on 1500. So final, just rush through 13. Here we go, we've got the break to 12.25, that was the original target. Blue professional bars exhaustion here, I'm looking for 11.25. When we got to 11.75, no blue professional bars yet. Now it's got to make pullback to end of trend on the 500 tip bar chart and the 15, so come on, take me out. This is the better height. The original target was hit and a retrace. Really decent retrace. It's going to come in. I would have been. But no, I don't think it's whether I should have got out at the 12.25. I don't know. But there's no blue professional bars kind of come in. We're still going to make pullback to end of trend, and a decent pullback to end of trend on 500. So come on. It's kind of gone too far back for a pullback signal, so there's bullish divergence. Okay, so got to start watching out, although there's no blue professional bars in here whatsoever. Still got time to run on this one on the way down, so okay, just out 13.75. Kicking myself, I didn't keep my target at 12.5. I'm looking for more. But a couple of things. So we've not seen any blue professional bars at the lows. This isn't over. We're still going to make pullback to end of trend on 15. But we just had a bot signal go off there. Just that little bar there. So I'm just a little bit nervous. So going to come out with 2.5 on that one and wait for a re-entry.